A broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good morning. First football morning of the year. Very exciting. Very excited. Our kickoff show of the year. We got Nevada Nick with his picks. We got Stiz in with fantasy, your fantasy guru here. So yes. We got that going on. We got an hour packs to get you ready for game time. We figured we'd do it now, so you got enough time to get yourself, get your picks in, get your fantasy team set and ready to go and have a great Sunday because it's going to be packed, I think. So, so how you doing, Nick? You ready? Got your picks?
Coach, doing good. As you know, Thursday night went 3-0, 10-2 week on the show. And I also had a tease, Chiefs and Bills. So if Bills can cover the half a point today, so basically just win the game, I will obviously be 11-2. So, going into football season hot, hopefully stay hot today. Got a little lucky, but sometimes you're better lucky than good, as Stiz will tell you, because on the over-under on Thursday night was 53.5, and there was only 31 points going into the fourth quarter. And then, Texans, had that little bit of a comeback, but it was 51 with 2 minutes to go. They go onside. The Chiefs guy takes it to the 20-yard line with 30 seconds left. Boom, field goal, 54, and I win. So sometimes better lucky than good.
Luck of the Irish. The kid's hot.
Yeah.
So, Andy did that for you, your boy.
Buddy.
So, but I want to touch a little bit, a couple of things that happened yesterday surprised me. First of all, you had Notre Dame playing at home against Duke, couldn't cover against Duke, who's probably the bottom half of the ACC. But they had fans, and you have no Big Ten in Big Ten country. You had Florida State losing to Georgia Tech, another bottom team in the ACC, and Florida State was supposed to have, be up there, new coach. But it looked like the stadium was packed yesterday in their loss. So I don't know what the Big Ten is doing, sitting around with their thumb up their ass. And I really am not even going to acknowledge the Pac-12 because, they're way out. No one gives a shit. They come on at 11 o'clock at night. I'm already sleeping. I don't give a shit. So, but the Big Ten, they mean something. And,
right.
and they should be embarrassed that you had all these teams playing yesterday and you weren't a part of it.
Right. No, I agree. And I think they're feeling the pressure. And, like you said, a bunch of teams played yesterday. And look, let's not lie either. A lot of teams look rusty. You can tell. And even coaches came out and said, out of precautionary reasons, they weren't really hitting them and, letting them hit and whatnot. But, I think the Big Ten players even asked, why can Clemson play today and we can't? Tell us why. Show us the statistics. Show us the hospitalizations. Show us why we can't play. And, I understand it. So, they're supposed to have the vote today. There was some people that say Michigan is the team that's the holdout and the one that doesn't want to do it. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Dave Portnoy had said from Barstool last night. So
I see that surprises me because you had Jim Harbaugh come out and say, I want these kids to play, so what is he doing? Is he just doing one of these politician acts where, saying whatever everybody wants to hear and then going back and voting different? I don't know, but I don't know that's the case, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, plus, I mean, look, they were talking about starting, I think, around 2 weeks from yesterday. So you're looking at like September 26th. I mean, they could get it done. You know what I mean? Look,
Right.
a lot of these guys aren't really practicing anyway, so they could definitely get it done. So,
Hey, guys, hold on. We got a call this morning, so let's
Okay.
let's jump in and where'd it go? Well,
Lost him?
I lost him already. Wow. All right.
I'm trying to share this too. And it's like I got to put each person individually. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's why I have to do that. That's right.
Oh,
Why do you
man,
think
that's
it takes
brutal.
me forever to do it
Yeah.
over here? Here they go. They're calling back. So,
Okay.
here we
Looks
go.
like it's from Arizona too. Good.
Call from
A huge Giants fan.
TikTok.
Yeah, you're in the huddle. Who's this?
Hey, Dan, it's Jason.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Happy football Sunday.
Listen, happy belated birthday, bud. I didn't forget, but I know you're on live. Just want to wish you a happy belated birthday, my guy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, big game tomorrow night. I think the Giants have a good chance. I think if that offensive line holds up, I think we put up some points. It's the defense that scares me. But
You know, Dan, you're absolutely right. Now, listen, I just want to kind of recap. We now have in place with our coaching staff, we have leaders, we have generals, we have mentors, and we have teachers all in place, which we lacked the past 3 to 4 years. So we're good with that. Now we have to have the players do their job. I'm really excited to see what Mark Colombo can do with that offensive line and get that line up to speed and to gel and to protect Daniel Jones.
I think so. Nick Gates, is going to be the starting center. He beat out Pulley. So I still think that, we don't have a true center, but
Yeah. I think that's the question of the offense, though. I like the rest of the offense. I think the question is the offensive line and then obviously the defense, but that's going to take time. I mean, they'll build that through the draft and free agency signings, but obviously I don't think it's this year. I really think, as you know, Coach, you kind of look year 2, year 3. This is where you kind of build the program, like I believe Flores did a great job of doing with the Dolphins last year, where you saw that improvement from the first half of the second half. I think that if you're a judge, that's what you want to see.
I agree.
I just want to touch kind of on the defense. The defense is very – okay, so with the Giants, we were decimated. We were decimated by players' criminal cases. We were decimated by opt-outs due to COVID-19, and we were kind of decimated by injuries. So, I never believed in Gettleman's philosophy that you could never have too many cornerbacks or in the secondary, but obviously with the Giants the way that they are, they definitely did the right thing in bringing all these secondaries into, audition, tryout, or even get signed. But, we do have some weak links, and it's mostly going to be on the defensive side of the ball. It will be very telling if Daniel Jones throws up 28 points, yet our defense gives up 28 points. So we do have a lot of work. We have seen progress, but the main thing that excites me is this coaching staff. I got a lot of hack for, bashing Pat Shurmur, but we all know Pat Shurmur's not a head coach.
No.
He's a great OC,
Right.
but he wasn't what the Giants needed to find their identity.
Right. I agree.
Plus, I think if Joe Judge is smart, you're going to run that ball. You're going to try to win the time of possession battle to keep that defense off the field. That's how they're going to win this year. I mean, I love Daniel Jones. I mean, not love, but I think he's, we all kind of bash him. I think he's a quarterback headed in the right direction. But I think you kind of want to win the time of possession game and keep that defense off the field and try to slow the game up a little bit, as your boy Bill Parcells used to love to do, Coach, to kind of keep your team in it. Because, if not that defense, like I said, I think that is the weak link of the Giants.
Right, and the biggest concern, you don't have a pass rusher. And I know everybody got excited about Marcus Golden, but,
Right.
The guy had 10 sacks last year, big whoop. 8 of those sacks were kind of mop-up duty sacks. They weren't really third down, get off the field type of sacks. So, where is that coming from, and who's that guy this year? So we'll see tomorrow night who can emerge as that guy.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's going to keep the opposing offense honest. If we can bring a rush, obviously it's going to be a very basic, watered-down defense that's catered to the players. But if it sounds like Marcus Golden is, as of right now, by de facto, he is the elite number one pass rusher that we have until someone else, whether it's X or Lorenzo, that steps up to the plate.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Good stuff.
Hey,
All right.
I did want to say one interesting thing, and I mean, this is kind of like a futures conversation, but the reality is of it right now, and I'd like to throw this out to the panel. What is everybody's thoughts on Evan Ingram? Personally, I think that we should build this guy up, get his stock as high as we can, and trade him. What do you all think?
Stiz, you want to take that?
Well, I mean, he started off as a strong tight end the first year, and then got hurt, unfortunately. I don't know. Trading him? Who's their backup tight end? I mean, who do they have?
Plus, I don't think the value is going to be what you're going
to Julio.
Yeah, a couple of backups, but I don't know that. But in one hand, I agree with you because he's injury prone. He hasn't played a full season in the 5 years he's been in the league.
But what are you going to get for him? You know what I mean? Because he's injury prone, nobody's going to get for him. And I think the upside's more there than
Gentleman fan, but I think we should just stockpile assets because this kind of segues into next year. You're going to have a bunch of players that are going to want new contracts. We're talking about, obviously, if they keep Leonard Williams, you're going to have to pay Leonard Williams. You got to deal with Jabril Peppers. You're going to have to deal with Saquon Barkley. And you're also going to have to bring back on $16, $17 million for Nate Soldier. I'm looking at it as more of what's in the best interest for the team and the money situation, because we could right back in cap hell after next year and all the extensions.
Well, Jason, I believe Nate is done after this year.
He'll get cut.
He can cut, and we don't get his money's already been paid. Yeah, but we're done with Nate after this year.
Are you sure that he didn't close it out, and that means it comes back next year? That it just defers his $17 million salary to next year?
Oh, right, he did. He covered it out, so you may be right.
All right. Well, I still think they're going to cut him no matter what and take the cap hit.
Yeah, I think so. So.
But Jason, thanks for the call, buddy. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, Jason. Thanks, buddy. We'll look forward to hearing from you.
Hey, you guys have a great day, okay?
You too.
You too.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Take care. All right. Good stuff there. From Jason, Arizona. The Arizona Giants contingency out there, man.
We're on both coasts here.
That's right. Coast to coast.
We're worldwide. You got Tommy, the good old Tommy, the purple people eater.
That's right.
Now, Stiz, you want to get into? I know you said you had a couple of sleepers and busts. We ran a little long on Thursday. You didn't get to put them in. You want to give us the sleepers and busts before you get into stardom sit-em for today?
Yeah, of course. A couple sleepers I think I mentioned last week was McCole Hardman, the receiver for Kansas City. He had 538 yards, 6 touchdowns last year as a first-year receiver. My premise is Sammy Watkins last year, he had a big 3-touchdown, 100-yard game, and then went MIA the rest of the year. He's hurt. He's injury-prone. I'm figuring maybe McCole Hardman could step into that number 2 spot. Right. Tyreek was always tweaking his hamstring, or, he's injury-prone as well. Yeah. When he's on the field, but you might see some more out of McCole Hardman this year. I think another one I may have looked at, I don't know if I gave out or not, was DJ Chark, wide receiver for Jacksonville. As with them dumping everybody off, they're going to be behind every game. So they're going to have to throw the ball. The kid had 118 targets last year with 1,008 yards. Pretty good. And I can only assume he's going to get more looks as for one receiver. Mm-hmm. That was my sleepers. My busts. And when I say busts, I don't mean they're going to have a bad. Do you want to get that?
Hold on, I'm going to get that. Hold on, guys.
Pause for the cause.
You got it?
Oh, no, I don't think I got it.
All right.
I missed it. Go ahead, Stiz.
I'll say until he calls back. So,
All right, keep busts.
as I say bust, I don't mean they're going to be a bust for the season, meaning they're going to have a terrible season. I mean a bust for where they're going on fantasy football day, where they're going in the draft. They're just not, they're not producing where they're going. So My first was Mike Evans. Okay, now he's hurt today.
Right.
Who would have known that beforehand? He's probably not playing. He's going as a wide receiver 8 in fantasy drafts, which is a 3rd-round receiver. He's more of a downfield guy. You see Tom Brady's getting a little bit older. He's not throwing the ball down.
He's a check down guy. He's a check down guy.
Exactly.
Right.
So Chris Godwin's going to be his guy. Gronk in the end zone for throw-up balls. O.J. Howard in the end zone. Little dump-offs like that.
Yeah.
He was one. My second one was Adam Thielen. Last year, 30 receptions, 418 yards. He only played 10 games with a Minnesota run-first offense, and with no Stephon Diggs. Don't forget, Stephon Diggs is going. Now you got a rookie jumping in the number 2 spot.
Right.
I just don't. He's going as a wide receiver 12, which is also a 3rd-round pick in your fantasy drafts. I just don't think he's going to produce where he's going at.
Right.
My last one, real quick, is Hunter Henry. Tight end for the Chargers. He's going as a tight end 6th, around the 6th-round area, right after Waller, right after Evan Ingram, right after the top 3 guys. You got Tyrod Taylor jumping in the helm. Inconsistent.
Right.
I think his scoring opportunities are going to be decreased without Phillip Rivers there.
Yeah.
And don't forget, he never played a 16-game season.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
Now, and to your Mike Evans point, too, the Bucs were playing from behind a ton last year, and he got a lot of those mop-up touchdowns with Jameis Winston. And I agree with you in the changing quarterback, too. Winston throws the ball back. He's not as accurate as Brady, but he does throw the ball down the field better than Brady. Brady's more of a check down guy, so I do see that. And then, like Stiz said, because I know, first, shout out to Stiz. And Coach said to take Edwards-Helaire over 59.5, which I did. But Stiz was big on Edwards-Helaire, and boy, did he look good. When there was less than 8 guys in the box, he was averaging 9.6 yards a carry. So Stiz, shout out to you. He looks really good. And like you had said, injuries, Mike Evans, and I know one guy Stiz was big on, Miles Sanders. And he was going in the 1st round. And now look, your first game, your 1st-round pick won't be playing.
Right. I was real big on him in all my drafts. I wanted to get him. When I heard that week-to-week status with the offensive line all banged up, I kind of shade away from him. Now, who knows? It's only one game that he's out.
Yeah.
Who knows what he produces? He's going to be the guy. But I'm kind of glad at least, I get one week of production out of him.
Plus, it's a hamstring, I think, too, with him. Like you said, and that can be you don't want to start the year with a hamstring issue because those can tend to lag on all year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, it's going to be a little injury for sure all the time.
All right, Stiz, you want to get into your stardom set-em?
Yeah, I could do that. Sure.
Okay.
So, my big start of the week is Josh Jacobs for the Las Vegas Raiders running back. Last year, Carolina gave up the most fantasy points to opposing running backs in the NFL. So, which is huge. Also, they gave up a season-high 31 rushing touchdowns, which was worse than the NFL last year. So look for Jacobs to have a big game. Quarterbacks, I'm going against Coach, and I'm going against Jason, the caller. I'm going with Big Ben, Monday night.
Wow.
Starting off healthy, hopefully healthy, with all them weapons in there against that Giants defense. I think he lights them up. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be close, but we'll see.
I don't know. I just think Big Ben, you don't know. At his age, coming off that elbow surgery,
right. Absolutely.
And yes, I agree. He's going to be going up against the JV defense, so we'll see.
Right. I just figured I'd grab him while he is in there, while he is playing.
And a new defensive coordinator, too, for the Giants. So, sometimes, and with no OTAs, it could take – so I see what Stiz is saying at that point.
Sure. Wide receiver start, I'm going to Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
I mean, who does the Eagles have? You got Jackson, who's disgruntled about his
contract.
His contract. And you have Jalen Reagor, who's supposed to be playing today, which is surprising because he was supposed to be out for 4 weeks. No Alshon Jeffrey, no Miles Sanders. So I could see Deshaun Jackson having a really nice output today.
And actually, Stiz, in the last couple of years, Deshaun Jackson's had huge opening games, and then he went quiet the rest of the year. But he had those big 150 plus yard, 2 touchdown games to open the season type games last couple of years.
And if you remember, Coach, it seemed like the first play was that fake handoff and a 70-yard bomb to him.
Right.
It seemed like the last couple, maybe not last year, but the 2 years before that, was that same play back to back. It's crazy. So yeah, that's my tight end. I'll go with Jack Doyle from the Indianapolis Colts against Jacksonville's defense, who was absolutely putrid. Like I said, they should be throwing all over them, and when they get the lead, they're going to be running with Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
Getting a couple sits of the week. My big one is Austin Hooper.
Okay.
Austin Hooper, tight end for the Browns. He's in a new system. No preseason games. Baltimore gave up the fewest points to tight ends in 2019. Baltimore's defense has always been clutch. Only 3 touchdowns allowed last year. That's Stiz money. What's up, Stubby? How you doing, buddy? So, yeah, Baltimore gave up only 3 touchdowns to tight ends last year, which is pretty damn good.
Right.
So, I'm going to go with Austin Hooper as my sit of the week. Along that line, we'll go Baker Mayfield for quarterbacks to sit. Same premise, Baltimore's defense. Baker Mayfield, maybe like some other people, I bought into the hype last year.
Yeah.
I kind of won every fantasy team I can think of. And boy, did it blow up in my face. He proved nothing to me yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he's got that shitty receiver OBJ going. You know what I mean? So who knows about that? So running back, I want to go Leonard Fournette. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
I just don't know what his position is going to be starting. You got Ronald Jones there. You got Fournette. I don't know how much playing time they're going to give both of them. They may be playing from behind. So I'm going to wait on Fournette and see, how much time he's getting week to week.
Right.
And for receiver, I'm going A.J. Green against the Chargers. A.J. Green, he's going to play the first game. He might be out by third quarter of the first game. It might be done for the week. You just don't know. Chargers got a nice defense. I know they lost a piece. But, Cincinnati, you just don't know what that quarterback they drafted. We'll see. We'll wait and see with him. I know Nevada was a little bit big on him, drafted him late in the draft, which I agreed on. But you got to see what he gives you first.
Right. Now, Michael Johnson asked too, do we think picking up Antonio Brown and stashing him makes sense now, knowing his 8-game suspension? And with my thing is, no team's picked him up yet. So you're already into game 9. You know what I mean? So,
I think it makes sense for someone like Seattle, some of those teams that they know their playoff.
I think he's saying about fantasy football wise, maybe, but no, it wouldn't make sense fantasy football wise. But
all right, hold on, guys.
Let's go.
Hey, you're in the huddle with Coach Muddle. Who's this?
It's Fusco from Lewis, Delaware.
Yes, sir. One of Coach's neighbors.
What's up?
What's up, my man?
I'm watching the show online, and it's just awesome. You guys have a lot of knowledge. You're doing a great job. I just want to say what up to Stiz Money. Nevada Nick.
What's going on, buddy?
You guys what's up, man? I'm watching all your fantasy insight. I'm in a league this year, too. And you guys give us some good tips. So I just wanted to say thanks and, doing a good job.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate
Make sure you check us out every Sunday. You can check Stiz out every Sunday here at 10 a.m.
Yep, your girl's go-to fantasy guru.
Cool advice on, your girl's go-to fantasy is an apostrophe after the L.
Thank you. That was my grammar.
A little punctuality help there, buddy.
That was my grammar.
Anyway, all good, guys. Go Birds.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Enjoy your football Sunday, man. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, Chris, thanks for
All right, there you go.
All right, you guys Want to get into predictions now for divisions and all? Is that cool? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
should I
ahead.
start?
Go ahead. You start, man.
All right, so I'm going to go. You guys are just going to do divisions and championship game, Super Bowl. I'm going to go through all the teams I think making the playoffs. So, and then I'll hold my. So basically, I got the NFC division winners are Eagles, Vikings, Saints, and Niners. I got the wild card teams as Cowboys, Bucks, and Seahawks. So, yeah, like I said, I got the Eagles winning the NFC East. Honestly, I think it's a coin flip between them and the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't like the Cowboys' defense. I think the Eagles are a little bit more balanced than the Cowboys are. And then, like I said, so Vikings, and then Saints and Niners, and then obviously Seahawks, Bucks, and Cowboys to be the wild card. Out in the AFC, I just think, in the AFC least, as captain will call them, you got to like the Bills. New England, you lost a lot of guys. Hightower, Van Noy, a bunch of opt-outs. Brady's gone. The offensive line coach is gone. Edelman, I think, is questionable today. I don't know if you heard anything on that, Stiz, but yeah, so and I will have a pick on that Patriots-Dolphins game later. So AFC, I got Bills. I got, obviously, Ravens. I think everybody's going to pick the Ravens, obviously. I think they're the class of the AFC North. And then I'm going to go with the Colts in the AFC South. I just think that team's good enough. Reich is a good coach. I don't love Rivers at quarterback, but I think they just have a really good team around them. They'll run the football and play defense, win the time of possession game. And then obviously in the AFC West, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think obviously I think the AFC, everybody, it's Chiefs or Ravens. That's kind of how everybody's thinking. Yeah. I think there will be a team that will jump out. I'm leaning towards Steelers if Big Ben's help because that defense is so good. But then my wild card teams are the Steelers, Raiders, and I got the Dolphins making it. I just think being in that AFC East, I like the direction they're headed. You add Byron Jones, you add Kyle Van Noy, who played for Flores before, and then obviously my championship games, I'm gonna go Saints Niners in the NFC Championship, in the AFC Championship, Chiefs Ravens, and then my Super Bowl, I got Saints beating the Chiefs. And, I think they're going all in the Saints this year. And I got Drew Brees, kind of like Elway, winning the Super Bowl and then retiring and going off into the sunset. Because if you saw, too, they signed Kamara and gave him an extension.
Yeah.
So they have cap trouble next year. So I think they're almost assuming this is Brees' last year and he's going to retire because they need his money to come off the cap. They really do. So I love the Saints. They got a great pass rush. You got Cameron Jordan. I like the defense. I think they're balanced. So I'm going to go with the Saints beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
All right.
Good,
okay.
Coach.
Good, Coach.
Well, I guess I'll start in the NFC.
Okay.
I think the NFC East is going to be like last year. I think 8-8 is going to win the division. It's kind of flip a coin, Eagles, Dallas, but I think the Giants might kind of be there at 7-9, kind of making some noise at the end. But again, I think it's the Eagles winning the division in there. The North, I think everybody's jumping on the Vikings, but I'm not there yet with them. So. But I really think that the Packers, it's such a hard division. I think everybody's crap, and you got to go with the Vikings because they're kind of, there's too much going on in Green Bay. That's the problem. You like Green Bay, but there's too much crap going on with the quarterback situation.
And this might be Aaron Rodgers last year too.
Right? You're right.
In the South, I'm sorry, I really think Tom Brady, they go on a ride. In the West, I think it's the Niners again. My wild card team, Seattle, the Saints, and don't we have an extra wild card team?
Yeah, we do 7. Right, there's only one team who's the seed who gets a bye.
Right.
Now.
So and the Cowboys will be my 3 seed for the wild card, and I think as we go down, I think it'll be the Niners and the the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
I think in the AFC, like you said, in the AFC, it's the Bills. I like the Colts, and
AFC North.
AFC North is what it is. But I mean, because it's the Ravens, obviously, and the Chiefs.
Right.
And then my wild card teams: Houston.
Wow.
Houston, the Steelers, and the Raiders.
Okay.
I really think the Raiders are going to, being in Vegas, I kind of like the Raiders to make a little bit of noise, and I'm not just trying to kiss up to.
I was trying to say he doesn't want to piss off Captain Jack.
I know that's what you're thinking. I've liked the Raiders with that. I've been high on the Raiders even before Captain Jack became part of the show and everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think, like you said, I think it is the Ravens and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I think it's the Ravens and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers host the first team to host the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady wins another one.
Wow. Okay. The big thing about the Bucs is going to be that 29th ranked defense. They got to play better, but they're young. And let's not forget,
that defense was really good last year.
Yeah, they were.
Jameis Winston put them in a lot of bad spots, and Tom Brady was not going to do that.
Now, what about the Texans, though? Did you watch them Thursday night? They miss Hopkins, man.
They do. But I mean, who else in the AFC? Where? What do you
I
think?
agree. I agree.
So,
all right, Stiz, you ready? You want to go?
Sure, yeah. I didn't go that far in depth with my division winners, but
just divisions and AFC and NFC Championship.
Yeah, so AFC East, I'm going New England. I'm gonna trust in Belichick. I'm gonna see what he does without Tom Brady there. I know they're backed up, but I'm gonna stick with New England over the Bills. Mm-hmm. In the AFC West, of course, I'm going Kansas City. I mean, they didn't drop a beat on Thursday night. Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. AFC North, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. That's an easy one. Like you said, if Pittsburgh stays healthy, maybe they'll give them a little run, but I just don't see it happening. They're just too strong. AFC South, I'm going with the Colts. With that division. I just think hopefully Phillip Rivers takes them a little bit further than they did last couple of years. Coming out of the AFC, well, I'm actually wild cards. I'm going to give you. I'm going to go Tennessee. I want Tennessee to sneak in. I'm going to give you the Raiders. I do like the Raiders this year to sneak in as a wild card, and I'm going to give you the Bills also.
Okay.
So coming out of the AFC, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs coming out of the AFC conference.
Who do they play in the championship game?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'm going to go Kansas City. I'm going to go Kansas City Colts.
Okay.
All right.
NFC East. This is going to be an unpopular pick by all my guys, but I'm going with the Cowboys. It's a coin toss. I mean, it really is.
It is.
Coach, I don't know if it's going to be 8-8 winning division, maybe more 9-7, but it's a toss up every year. It comes down to the last game almost every year to get in or out. So I don't know. I think this year with Dallas, they really need to get over that hump, I think. And with Philly banged up, we'll see. If Dallas gets a couple game lead on them, during the year, we'll see what happens. NFC West, I'm going to Seattle Seahawks. Okay, I think they're going to make a big jump this year. I know San Fran's still tough defense. Yeah. Their offense is a little suspect, but I'm going Seattle Seahawks.
They do add Jamal Adams too, so that's no doubt.
Good point. NFC North. Another coin flip, but I'm sticking with Ron. I'm sticking with Green Bay in that division. Minnesota, I'm just not sold on. I know good defense, but I'm just not sold.
I know with Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, it's hard.
It is. I agree with him. It's tough.
Cousins, he really is. Oh, boy, you're crossing your fingers and holding your nose.
Yeah.
NFC South.
Hey, Stiz.
Yes, sir.
Stiz, hold on a second. Time out. Do me a favor. Click the TV off behind you.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize it was on. There we go. You happy now, Coach?
Well, no, you know what the deal is, because because YouTube will cut it. Won't.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Right? Yeah.
Copyrighted or whatever.
Oh, yeah. You can't really see it anyway, but I see what
I
you're
know,
saying.
but just I don't even want to,
Yeah, you're right.
My big head's in the way of the 65-inch. We're good.
I know. I didn't notice it at first, and then you moved your head, and then I could see it.
Did a little tilt. So, last and final, NFC South.
Okay.
Another toss-up. That's a tough one, but I'm going to stick with Drew Brees and the Saints. I'm gonna say, like you said, Nick, that might be Brees' last year, and that Kamara Inc. deal. I think they're going to go on a run. They got a lot of good pieces there. Wild cards, I'm going to go Tampa Bay, of course, with Tom Brady. I mean, he's going to be in there, you would think. I'm going to go San Fran, of course. And I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles to sneak in as well. I'm going Seattle to win that conference.
Wow.
And I'm going to go Seattle playing the Saints and Seattle winning that conference. Seattle going up against the almighty Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to take the Chiefs. It's just too much firepower on that team. I'm going a little out on a limb with Seattle here, but
you are. Yeah.
But that's what makes good picks.
But
when you look back at it, and you say, "Damn, he picked Seattle Seahawks."
Yeah, but Russell Wilson keeps you in all games, man.
He does. He's a great quarterback. He's got weapons. So,
and to your New England point too, that's the one thing I will say about New England. If they didn't lose all those defensive players, because there's a chance if Cam's healthy, you might actually get a better quarterback play.
Right.
I mean, Brady's not what he was. So that's what you're kind of waiting to see. Cam, when he's healthy, I mean, he just hasn't been healthy since his MVP year. So, but if Cam's playing well and Brady, Belichick, he can coach him up and he gets those teams playing well in November and December. That's what Belichick's known for. I mean, I just think losing Hightower, Van Noy, and all the defensive players they have, I just think it's too much, I think they lost Collins, too. Was he gone before that? But I think Jamie Collins Sr. opted out, too. So they lost a lot of good defensive talent. And, I mean, they still do have a great secondary. No doubt. You got the reigning defensive player of the year in Stephon Gilmore. So we'll see.
They were the best fantasy defense in the league last year.
Yeah. I think a lot of that, too, like I said, was their schedule. I mean, they played the NFC East, who, besides the Cowboys, really had no offenses. Right. And then Bills, Jets, and Dolphins last year weren't exactly known for offenses. So I think it was a balance of the two. And you kind of saw them slide in the second half of the part of the year. But their problem, no doubt, was their offense. I mean, Patriots weren't a gimmick play team, but they had to run gimmick plays in order to score points. They did it against the Eagles. They did it against the Chiefs. So, and then you saw what happened to them in the first round when, even though I was surprised. I thought they'd win at home, but obviously got upset by the Titans.
Yeah, how about that? Wow. What a crazy game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. So, but like I said, I think it's going to be an interesting year. A lot of storylines. Brady at the Bucs. We're going to see. I think if I heard it correctly, Brees and Brady haven't. I think they said that they never played. The last time they played each other was college, so they never played in the NFL because Brady was hurt the one time.
Right.
But so the last time they played was Michigan and Purdue. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what they said on a show the other day. So, but there's so many things. I mean, how's Joe Burrow do in the Bungles, which I just don't think he has a team around him. I don't like the situation.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's going to be, Cowboys again. You bring in CeeDee Lamb to that offense. But to me, I think, they need more defensive help.
Hey, wait. And I want to throw this out there to all these Cowboys that now Jason Garrett is the problem. And now the Cowboys are going to win a Super Bowl. But let me tell you, because what was Jason Garrett's biggest problem in Dallas?
What?
Wasn't running the football enough.
Right.
But guess what? What was Mike McCarthy's biggest problem? What did Aaron Rodgers bitch about all the time?
Yeah.
Not running the football enough.
And not having a running back, right.
So I just don't I just don't see how that's going to magically boom their Super Bowl contender. I just don't think it's going to be that.
And you lose, but look, that defense wasn't good last year. You lose Rod Marinelli, who I think is a really good coach.
Right.
And then also Byron Jones, their best corner, gone. McCoy, who they signed to help that defensive line, is out for the year. And then I know Sean Lee, who obviously doesn't start, but he's a locker room guy you want, and he's a good linebacker on third downs. He's on the IR right now. So look, that front seven's going to have to do really well for the Cowboys, and you're expecting a lot out of Lawrence. And I think they're kind of hoping Alden Smith can kind of find what he had a couple years ago in San Francisco and Oakland, but he hasn't played football in 3 years. And then of course they're letting Randy Gregory play again, which I think Goodell, man, he's like scared of Jones or something, letting him get all the fans he's going to have, and then also reinstating Gregory for him. It's a coup to try to get those freaking Cowboys a Super Bowl, which they won't. Like, what's it been since '96? So 24 years.
Is that Dick Gregory's cousin?
Good old Randy Gregory, yeah. I mean, but that's the Cowboys. They got a bunch of felons on their team. That's what we're used to from back in the old days in the early '90s.
I thought that was the Raiders.
Well,
the Raiders was the '70s and '80s.
Yeah. And then the Cowboys took over that monster in the '90s with Michael Irvin and all their guys. Yeah. Nate Newton getting caught with 100 pounds of weed.
That's a side job. That's all
yeah.
Right.
All right. So wait, hold on a second here.
Here we go.
Hold on.
That intro music.
Hey, it's Nevada Nick. I should have broke your thumb. And if you don't want Gazzo breaking your thumbs, then listen to Nick's Picks exclusively in the Huddle with Coach Muddle.
All right. So, all right, here comes the picks. Like I said, hopefully the Bills can cover it, and we're going in 11-2 into this weekend for football, and you always want to get off to a good start. I'll remind everybody, I did have the Chiefs at 7-1 to win the Super Bowl last year. So I'm going to start off with the Dolphins game. Dolphins are 7. By the half if you want. I'm going to take it to 7.5. You're getting over a touchdown. Don't forget, this is the Dolphins team that beat the New England Patriots in the last week of the season last year in New England and cost New England their bye and helped my Chiefs get their bye and was one of the blocks that kind of helped the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. And I think that's what you need. I mean, obviously Baltimore loses to Tennessee, and that opened for the Chiefs to get the home field advantage into the AFC Championship. And sometimes that's what happens when you win the Super Bowl. You get a little lucky, things fall your way. But I think the Dolphins got a chance of winning this game outright. But division game, Flores knows the Patriots. So I like the Dolphins +7 by the hook, make it 7.5. My second game, now this game screams to me. It's a Falcons line because you're saying I'm getting Seattle at 2 points. Like, it just seems too easy. And when usually it seems too easy, it means go the other way because it is too easy, and that's what Vegas is telling you. And let's not forget, Vegas set the over/under at 53.5 on Thursday night. So they're in midseason form already because the over-under ended up landing on 54. So I'm going to go with the Falcons +2 at home against Seattle. I like that game. Now I got a tease bet. I love this team.
I thought you were doing that last.
Okay, I'll do that last. All right, I'll go to so then I'm going to go to another division game, the Browns. The Browns are getting 7.5 against the Ravens. I'm going to take the 7.5 in a division game. Let's not forget the Browns did beat Baltimore last year in Baltimore. Like I said, division game, and Stiz will tell you too. Usually on week 1, dogs bark. I mean, you do get a lot of dogs that win. Dogs bark week 1. Look at the trend for the last for a while, and it happens in the playoffs too. Dogs usually bark in the first round. Favorites usually are good in the second round. Okay, and then my next game, I'm going to my Super Bowl champion. I like the Saints tonight. They are -3.5, -3 some, but by the hook. Take it to 3 if you want. Take it to 2 on a hook. But I think the Saints, look, they've struggled in the openers recently, But Mike Evans is out, I think, for the Bucs. He's looking like he's not going to play. And let's also not forget, you got the rookie right tackle for the Bucs going against my boy at the end, Cameron Jordan. And I think he's going to show him with the, welcome to the league, basically. I mean, you got Davenport and Jordan as your ends. That's another reason I like the Saints. You get pressure on the quarterback. I like their defense. I like their team. So I think the Saints come out. And another question, which you said all week, why is this not the Sunday night game? I mean, I know it's the Cowboys, America's team, LA's new stadium, but Saints-Bucs is the game of the weekend and should have been the Sunday night game. I do not understand that. But, yeah, so I like the Saints tonight at home. I mean, and that's one thing in this gambling, too. It's so hard. And we've seen it so before. Like, you don't know what the home field advantage is anymore. The rule of thumb is they say a field goal, but, you don't have fans. I don't know what New Orleans' situation is, but some of these stadiums, like Philadelphia,
no fans till like week 3, I think. New Orleans
so there you go. And trust me, in that dome, and it gets loud, that's tough.
I think Jacksonville is the only team that has fans today.
Okay. All right. And then, Coach, my last will be my tease. I really like this tease. I got a teaser. I got the Colts, who are 7.5. Take them down to 1.5. And then you got the Niners at 7. I've seen 6.5, but take them down to 1 or -0.5. I like them both to win the game. I think this is a good teaser. So I got teaser, Colts -1.5, 49ers -1. Both of them need to cover for you to win. If one lose, obviously you lose. And then I am going to give out a hockey game tonight. I do like the Lightning to win. Obviously, the Mush coach said it was going to be Islanders in Vegas, and now I think Islanders go down 3-1. Last night, Vegas went down 3-1 to Dallas, which I don't think any of us saw. Vegas has outshot them every game. Dallas's goalie's just playing, standing on his head, as they like to say. So I will give out the Lightning tonight. Another game.
I'm sorry. I think the Isles. Even it up tonight.
Okay, I mean, it's possible. Hey, man, I wish I could have been on Friday, because Stiz will tell you I took Islanders -1.5. Now, I got lucky with that, too, but I put that in a parlay that hit was almost 20-1. So, because I ended up going with your Yankees -1.5 runs with Cole. I went with the Mets, who had DeGrom pitching, and then I had the Phillies with Nola pitching, put them all in a parlay, and it was like 20-1. And it hit. But I got lucky with the Islanders. But like I said, sometimes better lucky than good, because Islanders, it was 3-3. Islanders score with like 3.5, 4 minutes ago, make it 4-3. And then 30 seconds left, they get a turnover, empty net, make it 5-3. And Nevada Nick was dancing. Another win.
Coach didn't want to see that dance.
I bet. He probably scared some people at the casino, right?
It was like the truffle shuffle, baby. Get in my belly.
It looked like a Jane Fonda workout.
Now, another line I thought looked weird. I just wanted to see what Stiz thought. Yes. Chargers, man, they're down to 2.5 against the Bengals. And I like the Chargers, but it's just one of those lines, too. It just seems too easy.
Well, the same way you explained, the Atlanta Falcons line. When it looks easy, it's usually not. I mean, either bet with your heart or you bet smart.
Right.
It's taking the Bungles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hard to do, though. I mean, hard to take bad teams. That's the problem.
It is.
You're really crossing your fingers. It's terrible.
Now, Stiz, do you have any prop bets and picks you want to give?
Yeah, so I didn't see any prop bets for today's games come out early. Unfortunately, we'll give you my 2 props that I actually put in Thursday night before the game started. They were year-long props, and I took Patrick Mahomes over 35.5 touchdown passes this year. They were -120 to win 100, and it started off good with 3 touchdowns, so he got me over the hump. He needs to basically score 2.5 touchdowns a game to put that over. Now, last year, I looked at his stats. He only had 26 touchdowns last year. Now, he didn't play. He only played 14 out of 16 games, but 26 touchdowns, another 4 maybe in them 2 games, if he would have played the whole season, would have gave him 30. I wonder why that line's inflated to 35.5. I mean, I know they're Super Bowl champs and everything, but just seemed a little high. I took the over on that. And my other play, I took Kyler Murray. I'm really big on him this year. They may be playing from behind a lot, too. That's a tough division.
Right.
And his line was only 23.5 touchdown passes for the year. Seems awfully low, man. With DeAndre Hopkins coming in the mix now, they're going to be playing from behind. You got Kenyon Drake who catches the ball. I don't know. That's only 1.25 touchdowns per game. I don't know. It seems like a layup, but so I put some dineros on that too. So
Nice.
That's my 2 props I'm going with.
Nice.
Do you like any games today or no?
Not really. I do like the Saints. You were talking about the Sunday night game, which it should have been. This Saints Tampa Bay game is basically you're looking at the division right here.
Man.
This game I know it's only one game, but this game could very well define a division. You could have seen what went on, and unfortunately, Mike Evans probably won't play today.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see it in full.
Right.
But this has been a telltale for what's going to happen, later on.
Well, plus it's one game, but if you win, it's really 2 because now the tiebreaker is in your bag because you won the head-to-head. So, and look, it's only a 16-game year. So, no, it is a big win. Now, look, we all know it's not over. It's a long season. We've seen crazier things happen. Trust me, it happens all the time. But, still, it's nice to get out and get that 2-game, lead because basically, obviously you win. I mean, but like I said, I do like the Bucs this year. Really, that's one of the things I'm really curious to see how Brady looks with that offense because he is a check down quarterback. Curious to see how Fournette does too, if they're going to run the ball, see how that line plays. Because I think the offensive line is the question, and then that defense. Coach is right. They are young and they are better, but they still were the 29th ranked defense. Yes, I know Winston kind of threw them out, and there is potential there. But still, now, as you know, as we talked with the Browns last year now there's expectations, Coach. Now, I do think they will be a playoff team, but that's a team that has not been in the playoffs since John Gruden was the coach. So let's not forget that either.
Yeah, well, you also brought in a guy that sets that standard pretty high.
I agree.
So, I mean, I think, Tom Brady has taken less to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's the way I look at it. He's taken less talented teams to the Super Bowl, and I just feel like that's a huge upgrade going to Tampa.
Right. Well, and two, I actually don't think he'll throw as many touchdowns as Winston did, but he's not going to throw 30 interceptions.
Right.
Brady probably won't throw 15. Right. I mean, he's usually in that 10 to 12 range, and I'm sure he'll give you 25 to 27 touchdowns. I mean, Brady, it's Brady. I mean, he is the GOAT. Right. I mean, he's setting precedents that I don't think anybody will ever match. I don't know if we'll have a quarterback, maybe Mahomes, but to play, what's Brady now, 42, 43?
Yeah.
And to play at the level
First time 2 quarterbacks over the age of 40 play against each other, too.
Yep. Yeah. Right. No, so really excited for that game. Like I said, today's Christmas for me, man. I can't wait. A couple months ago, I think we all wondered if this day was going to come. So really, really excited. It's football Sunday, man, and the weather could not be better. I went to the gym this morning. Yes, I did go to the gym, Coach.
Looking good.
I was practicing my swim move just in case the Eagles get a couple more injuries. Some guy said, "There she blows." I took a little offense to that, but I'm really excited. It's football season, baby, and we're here.
All right. Let's do it. All right, good stuff, fellas. This is awesome. Can't wait. We'll have Stiz back on. We'll have Stiz back on Saturday or next Sunday. Rather. This will be an every Sunday deal, so make sure you come back, check us out every Sunday with Stiz and his fantasy stuff, and of course Nevada Nick. Nevada Nick will be with us tomorrow with Captain Jack back on Monday, so we can recap all of today's action and talk about Monday night's games.
And I will have a pick for you and your Giants game tomorrow. I know Coach is Steelers right now. And what's the second game? I don't even know what the other. I think it's the Raiders.
Isn't it the Broncos?
Right.
Titans.
Oh, Broncos, Titans. Okay. And you wonder why Monday Night Football isn't what it was. Not to be It's just
right. Who cares? Who cares about that game? You know, and when you couldn't have put the Saints game on Monday night.
right. Do that then.
mean, you
I
know,
agree. And that's a great opener for Monday Night Football. But it's now like I remember growing up, man. It was great to watch Monday Night Football. So
right.
look at Kevin chiming in, 5-time cornhole champ here. Look at that. I let Kev down on Friday night. We went to the championship, although Stiz refused to play on the other side. He should have given me. He's got more experience than me. Stiz wouldn't do it. So when we got the other side, Nevada threw 4 ringers in a row. And got to win. But they are the champs.
Coach, I'll play in the neighbor's yard. I'll play on the street. Doesn't matter. This is it right here. Okay, this is what the champ status looks like.
All right. I remember that when next time I sign up for the cornhole tournament down here, I'm bringing you in as my ringer.
Yeah, this is good, man. He's good.
I'll take you on my team any day, Coach.
All right, good stuff. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. We appreciate it. Enjoy your football. Go get your bets in. Get your team set up, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good one.
See you.
See you guys.
See you guys.